Well, what does it look like when you don't want to show up for his prince? Well, the first thing is that you shouldn't want to show up for his prince. That's not who you're in relationship with, right? When we say prince, of course, this prince and king sort of framework of understanding overlapping with, the adult part of him and the inner child slash angry teenager, right? Which the prince is usually comprised of both of those things. You are not in relationship with the younger parts of him. You did not marry his inner child or his inner teenager. And of course, it goes both ways. It is true in both directions. So you shouldn't want to have to show up for his younger parts, right? That's not the goal. So the first thing is giving yourself the permission and the green light around that. However, the real question is, and I think this is where you're coming from, which is, how do I show up, in this case you, in my queen, in my adult, even if that younger part of him is showing up? That's the real question. And so what that comes back down to is all the fundamentals really of what you've learned in Led by Love, right? Which is, you know, making that inquiry within yourself first, checking in, being present to what comes up, honoring whatever is coming up, holding a space for that without pushing it down, because what did you say? I didn't handle it well. So I don't know what that means, but if there's any kind of like, ugh, or explosion or right, it's usually because something's been not witnessed. A resentment has built up because some boundaries, something that doesn't feel good has not been given the attention that it needed over some period of time. And now it's coming out in some involuntary way. So in showing up in your queen, a big part of that is being present to yourself in the body, in the moment. And that's this daily sort of practice of embodiment. Otherwise, we end up going up in the head, and then next thing you know, we're exploding or something's happening that we would rather not, because we've not been paying attention to what's going on below the neck, right? So daily embodiment. And also, again, this familiarity of how the queen and how the princess feels in your body, and this vision around how you want to show up, this, having this goal of who you want to be, and because you know what it feels like to be in your queen. And so having that intention to be her, to feel that way every day. And I think that's the more important thing.